This is my dance of apologizing for being 3 minutes late. I am off center. I'm back on center. If you like being on center on camera, remember to subscribe if you're watching this VOD later on YouTube. If you're watching it right now, well done. Okay, let us spam the universe, because the universe needs to be spammed. Did I get all the times and dates correctly? Probably. There we go. Late. Hello, Night World. Thank you for the hydrate. I needed that. Why am I too warm? This is my lightest hoodie. I'm too warm. Chaos. Chaos. Distraction. Silliness. Chug, chug, chug. I will chug later. For now, I must chug different. Right, where do I spam all my stuff? General. Yep. Hooray! Okay. Alright, there's been stuff happening with the Plutono hub. Apparently, that I just completely missed because I'm a silly boy who doesn't look at the Discord. Give me some warmth, I am too cold. Here is my warmth. Okay, too much warmth. The jam I'm making splash boiling syrup on my fingers. Oh no! That sucks. Hello, Deepwater Guard submarine. The only one you have. Or the one of two you have. Okay, what was I doing? Alright. We've spammed the world. It is time for Plutono hub. Hub. Plutono hub. Spaghetti.net. Spaghettinet.net. Pinned. Splendid. Right, there was that. And spam. And Plutono hub. Spam. I've already got tabs open. Hello, Orange. What was that about not seeing something in the Discord? I just glanced because I shared the stream link in the general chat of the Plutono section of the custom campaign hub, and I just saw that like Spaghetti had been doing stuff. I think doing stuff with the site, and stuff resolved. So yeah, if I've missed something important, do let me know. Okay then, so we've done that. It feels like years since I've streamed. Because my essentially call center job right now drags on for years when you're on shift. So yeah, I'm so glad to be back here. Okay, what was I doing? Right, so we've got a Glacave updated thing to look at. That is priority number 1. You know what's a good idea? Typing this in the stream to-do list. Right, so look at updated. What was it? DG file update EPs for inspection. Inspect. I know how to spell inspect. Is the music loud or is that just me? Am I a crazy person? Nope, it's same as it usually is. Okay then, Spaghetti is very diligent in my posting when the hub is down for maintenance. Whatever. Yeah! Well done, Spaghetti. I've come to realize why a large team is not the most overpowered. Dang thing takes a while to get up to speed. Yup. We're almost there to the variety of drone squadrons which will all likely stalemate each other. It's very professional of him, but I don't think anyone would actually notice it being down if he didn't announce it. Well, we like professionalism. Meow meow. I have no work tomorrow, so I can be here today. Hooray! Hello, driver. And welcome. Alright, so we need to first thing first. Switch over to Plutono. Let's do that. I'll likely not post much right now since I'm rallying in Beam. Oh, well maybe. Oh, you're talking about BeamNG, the car game. The famous car game. Alright, you know what's important about downloading things off the workshop? I think Gribet. House, okay. Let's just put this over there. Whoop. There we go, and let's launch Designer. Alright, and let's also Alright, so this is the Glacave file, if I recall correctly. That does look more greebled, it's got more stuff on it. Alright, it's got guns poking out the sides, that looks like some kind of mantlet deco would probably be lovely there. What does the... That does look good though, I do have to say, so... Screenshot! Anything set up in a sub-vehicle spawner will transfer with it. A load on across in the workshop, automatically into 3 turns to the mothership. Yep, I was just setting correct, both his top and bottom jets were going at full thrust there. Good question. Why don't I... Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening there. Hold on, let's have a little look-see. That's going like that. This fella is... What's this? Oh, it's got automatic propulsion. If I do this, does everything get ruined? Oh, whoopsie daisy. Oh dear. Oh dear, automatic propulsion. Wow, it's like literally nothing set to up? What's going on here? That was a mistook. That was a big mistook. Alright, so we're gonna spawn that in again. Yeah, relying on auto propulsion, not the best idea. Alright, so Greebed, I'm assuming, is Greebled, just spelt wrong. So let's go look at the file. Alright, so we're gonna go here, Control F, file. Where the file? The file is something... Oh, we haven't actually... Oh, we were actually gonna look at that today. Interesting. Alright. Who is this? I think... Who is this? This was House. Let's look at the... Where? Let's look at the old file, wherever it is. File? Where's the file for the file? Aha! Okay, I see. I see. So the old file... Let's have a look here. House being smirked, preempt... Oh, this is definitely an ammo compartment. What difficulty is the file? The file is a medium design. By look side, yep, circle at a distance, left side only, that would make sense. It's got a few settings. What has it got? It's got AP frag, no ejectors. When this thing goes kablooey, it goes kablooey. It's got a 1-turn on an active radar seeker, which seems a little silly. It's got a plasma thingy with lots of connectors. A little bit of redundancy, kind of redundancy, I guess. Over here, that's nice. And lots of material storage, and let's just check here. Oh, interesting, the new one has auto propulsion, but the old one does not. How did that happen? Interesting. Alright, so side by side, yeah, this one is definitely prettier. It's got more colors, yes. It's got colors, it's got decos, it's more visually interesting. No... Oh, it does have a cockpit. It has a superstructure and everything. And it has smoke. It's got pipes and stuff. It's got... Hey, look at that! It's got a decal on it. Splendid. Splendid. It actually would be kind of handy, assuming people haven't done it already, to have kind of like prefabbed deco for Glacave at least, because thankfully this is just shapes. Although, and that's probably fine. No need to do that. Yeah. Okay, me like it. Separating your ammo out with fuel. I see no problems here. Hello, Fulero. Hello. Okay, automatic propulsion. Yeah, don't think things automatically get set up ever. Probably all its propulsion went to pitch and roll instead of up. Yep, makes sense. Only pitch or roll. Assume they never mess with propulsion and auto-assigned only pitch controls. This game loves that. You can put a jet literally on the center of mass and try and make it do pitch. Yes, optimal. Okay, then. Okay, the new one definitely prettier, which means that I don't have to note stuff like that. And let's see here. This is 286779. This is 280964. Yeah, so this one's a little bit more expensive. It's got more bits on it. But yeah, so we're just gonna roll with the new updated version. Would it be... Question. Should we update this thing? Have a think. Do I say, fix stuff, come back to me, or do we submit it as the updated blueprint today? Alright, so we're just gonna roll with... Wow, this thing is rock steady. It is not moving. Okay then, you mean to say it's not the best idea out there? Kind of did that on the relativity because that was before we had standardized decal codes. Nice, nice, nice. What's the APS shell? On the new one. Let's have a look at the new one. Wait, no, is this the new one or the old one? This is the new one. Okay, so... I'm gonna just make a note here on the file. Because we can actually... Hey, we managed to get the updated file, basically. Because I'm guessing this is basically the same, but it's just got little bits and pieces on it. So, updated EP. Alright, so first things first. More transparent shields needed. And the other thing... Plasma gun needs... more of a mantlet. Deco needs more aesthetic mantlet. Aesthetic mantlet. I spelled mantlet twice because I'm smart. Okay. Lovely, lovely. Alright, so just double checking what's over here. That is, yep, it is a timed AP frag. Or solid shell. What's this thing's armor? Got metal beams. Oh lordy. I mean, it's got heavy armor. It does indeed have... Ah, it has... Oh, this is neat. Heavy armor around the mantlet. Oh, this is very thin. Nice big air gap, though, which could work against some things, but not a... Aha! We got ammo storage right next to a lift jet, right next to fuel. Yeah, alright, so for medium designs, alright, so got properly insulated AI compartment. Lovely, lovely. Does it still have the... Wait, I'm getting sidetracked. Does it still have... Yep! I mean, to be fair to this thing, it does have the ammo and fuel on the side that shouldn't face the enemy, so that's not the worst. But I think there is room in here to separate things out a little bit more. Yeah, there's definitely room in here to separate things out a little bit more, so we're gonna do that. Does need some compartmentalization. Trouble judging that sort of thing on an easy medium. Hello, Azusa! Very much died anytime that back ammo fuel gets... I do recognize this thing. One of the many things I've tested the Thunderstorm against being in the same cost range. Yep. Trouble just that sort of thing on an easy medium craft. Hello, new surreal. Aha! What got banned? I completely forgot non-custom jets were an option for actual lists since I've become so CJE coded throughout this campaign. You know, I also, for a long time was thinking, oh man, you have to use custom jets for thrustercraft, but you actually don't. You definitely need CJEs if you want to make it like a flying brick of heavy armor, if you don't want to tear your hair out in frustration. But if you're like me and you make stuff out of alloy to begin with, like, you can get away with, like, boring old regular jets. In fact, it makes it a lot easier in a lot of ways. Both have their upsides. Simple jets can be more redundant and are a smaller target. Yes or no? Okay, space savings. You can use custom props. You know, I was thinking it, I wasn't gonna say it because custom props have a lot of problems. Lots of problems. Lots of problems. Yeah, but CJs if you'll beat out jets on heavier, faster craft if you use space. Oh yeah, no. CJs are ridiculously strong. Like in so many ways, they are ridiculous. Alright, so here we got Seawiz with rubber around it. Why does this have rubber around it? Alright, so in case anyone's wondering, this is not how you EMP-proof a turret at all. I don't know why this rubber is here. Oh yeah, no, this LWC is not insulated at all. So I'm gonna make a little notey note here. You go away, because we're just gonna... Kaboom! Alright, so we're just gonna hang out here for a moment. Just gonna make a note on that. file. Seaways. Turret needs proper EMP insulation. Current rubber does nothing. Okay, what else? Has room to space out fuel ammo a bit more. Very clustered at the moment. Alright, so this isn't an easy design. We do want it to be a little bit more strong. What else? Let's check this quickly. Hang on a minute. Huh. Hold on, is this dual purpose series? It does not appear to be. What is this? Okay, just APS Tetris in general for the Seaways turret can be done better. That is the Waterwise motorcycle hour. Thank you for being here for all of the hour. It was a very short hour. Seaways turret needs APS Tetris optimization. Because this ain't cutting it. This ain't cutting it, Chief. Just ain't doing it. Alright, I mean, this is a Seaways dedicated turret, so the minimum required accuracy isn't that big a deal. Probably should still be fixed. What about these things? Now that I'm suspicious. Nope, that's set up correctly. That's set up correctly. Well, how many charges are on here? Oh, 48. Okay, it's a... not Doom Plasma, there's another term for it. Slow-firing Plasma. How strong is this shield? This is a Strength 5. It's not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Not bad at all. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, this, yeah, no, this rubber block isn't gonna do anything. Again, LWCs, if they're gonna be insulated, they need to be, like, surrounded by rubber. Okay, then, so just gonna make a notey note. Alright. Soup! Hello, me boy. We got some smelly aircraft now, don't we? Oh yeah, we got funky aircraft. We're bringing the funk. Make CJs need a full 3x3 for clearance. Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be too much of a nerf because, like, duct. Whack, whack. Makes me wish JS only lost efficiency in space rather than full thrust power. That would make them very, very, very strong. CJs are absolutely the most thrust per area. Seems like a lot of engine power for a crowd. Does it need all that? Good question. What does this thing need power for? It's got jets, planar shield generators, and... hold on, let's take you for a drive.
Moving out.
Yeah, it's got... it looks like it has too much power. Yeah, it's got more power than it actually needs. It's also pitching down, quite alarmingly. Yeah, no, this thing has excessive engine power. You could stick more bells and whistles on that. Well, good thought. Well spotted, Orange, alright. Make CGAs... yeah, a big no to CGAs working in space. Make everything needs 3x3 clearance directly outside. Well, then what will the ducts do? Is it actually that much, or is there a steam engine lying to us? I think this thing is running on fuel, by looks. Yeah, no, it has an absolute monster of an injector engine in here. Also, wait a minute, is this thing in fleet colors? This thing is in fleet colors, right? Yes, it is. Yep. I think we can probably lean on bad Tetris for low difficulty designs, but yeah, there's bad Tetris and then there's... come on. Also, if this... is this a belt feeder? Hang on a second. Nope, it isn't. So, like, this can be better. This can be better. Because, bearing in mind that good APS Tetris is cheaper, and we do want the AI to not waste resources on, like, lower difficulty designs too much. Okay, damn it is chewing through material. It really is. Yep, big injector. It does that. CJs want a box. They are poop at having their direction turned. But my staggered CJE brooks. Some redundancy on power is okay. Well, too bad. My friends, I've arrived. What I miss. Hello, Random Top Hat. We are inspecting this thing, which coincidentally is a thing. This is an updated blueprint of a thing that we were going to look at this stream anyway. Oh, dang. Maybe the shields take a lot. Was that good enough power while in combat? If nothing else, just turn up the shield strength. Lol. Futuristic yacht. Now that you mention it. Yeah, it kind of does look like a yacht that's armed and dangerous. What is happening? Oh, this is set to... Alright, so that is a big-ish, so... Yeah, this is for future, like... Alright, so... Before I fling this blueprint at Spaghetti, because that's what we do around here, we say, hey, Spaghetti, think fast! Whoop! Gonna need it fixed. Very clustered. Okay, I know how to spell moment. I have half an English degree. Alright, so... turn off auto propulsion, set up. Alright, so this is... What version is this? This is version 41. Version 41. There we go. Turn off auto propulsion, set up all the jets correctly. Okay. Definitely change that. Yep. It's so good drifting. Also curious about what makes large missiles the most efficient of all the sizes. It's just, I can't tell you the math. John McFist can probably... Well, John McFist just said math. It's just that right sweet spot of, like, cost versus effective damage. Because they're big and chunky, they have a lot of health to get through active defense. Ooh, speaking of... See? We've got, this is changed from the old one. These are now pure kinetic... Oh, they fixed that! Oh, very nice. Very nice indeed. I don't have to make a note on that anymore. Nice. Nice one, House. This is a lot of jets in here. My goodness. Ah, there's... uninsulated bits... Wait, these aren't remote guidance, are they? They are not remote guidance. Alright, I need to, oh, what? Look at this! Alright, so this LWC is fully insulated, but basically no others are. And you can potentially make this fully insulated. Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. It is possible. We believe in you! Alright, so let's make a little notey note there about the LWCs. For main APS and plasma need for insulation. Need full insulation. If that is desired. Okay, then little optimizations hither and thither. Alright. What else? Alright, so we got how many small things? We got exactly 10 small launches. Very good. Very good. Very, very good. Yeah, I think the engines could possibly be a bit more... Alright, I have not noted, right. Has excessive power. Engines can be cut back and optimized. Or add more stuff to use that power. E.g. lasers, more shields, etc. Okay then, lovely. This looks what? My stream is like a minute delay, please help. I can't help you, you're too far away. Internal jets, yep. Also, yeah, played around the larges, they seem to be just mediums with much bigger payloads and slightly more reload time and more health. That's basically, yeah, that describes larges pretty well. Because small missiles do not really that much damage unless you optimize them really well. Mediums are just kind of like, meh. Larges are like, yeah, just bigger and better versions of mediums, and they're just good. Huge missiles are a pain in the butt, and so stupidly expensive that they're usually not worth it. Also, shout out to my buddy Ninja, who I think did most of these prefabs here. I might be wrong. I'm still not into missiles just yet. What's the best for interceptors? Bearing in mind... Oh, hold on a second. I just want to check something. We are in alpha test. Does it have... Yes! Good news, everyone. In alpha test at the moment, large interceptors are back. Presumably just so... What was it? Sean, the developer, had reasons for doing that. I think it's... I forget what it was. It was in the patch, in the alpha patch notes, in the From the Depths official Discord news channel. I had to think hard about all my words there. So yeah, large interceptors are making a comeback, presumably just to stop people like spamming small and medium ones and causing excessive lag. But yeah, to actually answer the question, medium interceptors are absolutely wonderful. And let's see if these interceptors are set up correctly. Smalls aren't bad. Okay. What you want is a medium interceptor with interceptor APN fins and variable thruster, or you can have turning thrusters instead, if you really want them good at short range. This generally works pretty well and is fairly foolproof. I am going to make a note there, is that like the interceptors need an APN on them, because if they don't have an APN, they don't lead the target properly and they miss horribly. It sucks. Alright, so interceptors need an APN. Okay, then. Alright, I'm just going to preempt this as like... For few changes to be made before I send this to the blueprints. Okay, what else? We need to combat test this thing, of course. Let's fling it against its old self, just for giggles. I do like how Greebled is spelt wrong. Or perhaps House just misheard me, which is fun. This thing... It just goes to show just how expensive missiles and plasma are. This thing does not look like it should be almost 300k, but it is. It also... Actually, now I think about it. Yeah, no, jets aren't exactly cheap either, so... Wait a minute. You'd probably have less jets, honestly. What is this set to? Oh... This is set to max power. Alright, so let us new fling. What do we want? What do you want from me? Alright, so we got this. Spooky wind noises. Alright, maybe I should check out Alpha. What does chat say? While the fight happens, let's read chat for a little bit. I'm starting to believe mediums. Yep, prefer my lasers and APS. I like mediums. Huge interceptor, please. I use pretty much all the weapons at least sometimes. Good move. Generalist John, I did 500mm APS munition defense. It was about as good as it sounds. That can work for very specific... Ooh, yeah, no. Yeah, this right here is why you don't cluster all your fuel and ammo in one spot. That large missile just snuck around and hit this right where it did not want to be hit. Now there's a big hole, and not AI dead, but might as well be. Ooh dear. Yep, that goes right with what the notes we had right there. Oh, this thing has rapid fire plasma, which is very fun. Oh, damn it, I love pew pew plasma, but it's not good. It's bad, in fact. Man. Alright, so this thing is just lost to its old self. Let's have a rematch. Alright, so let's go here. Have a rematch, see if it does a little bit better. File. File this. And let's see, like this. We chat some more. Same. I'm not gonna lie, this alpha test has me convinced that the devs are kind of clueless when it comes to balancing the game. Like, yeah, this alpha test is like... I'm not sure what is the vendetta against poles. Because it's like, alright, I guess they were never really intended as armor. But then what were they for? Yep, once again, that's very reliable. What happened to you? That thump is not working out great. The old one is pretty consistently winning. You know, I just thought about something. When you reviewed the updated waterbug a while ago and the funny button was broken, when I fixed the funny button, did you guys... I don't think I did, no, Random Top Hat. Some of these changes make no sense at all. It seemed to cut well in destroying some barons and north vehicles. Not really was that. I like the slight railgun buff they made by making slight more combat. The railgun buff is, like, neat, because I feel that, yeah, railguns, pure railguns need to be a little bit better to justify their cost. Someone sees missiles as not worth it, they've run rather well. Grieved. Positive performance instead of actual optimization. Internet and missile meta is already a thing. Easy make your craft missile, namely top-down heat missiles against some of the flatter, slow designs. Nukes. Emphasis on the miss. Well, guess the ammo. Yep. Kind of confused by that. When the broadside or can't broadside, where you find a lot of the easy and medium designs. Also, did the good question. Did the interceptors fire? I'm not sure they did. Now it's a normal yacht. Also, now thinking about those large missiles, essentially going to scratch most designs. Various craft have got multiple difficulty. 500k laser thing and blah 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 blah. Alright, talk about Sean. Hates Onyx in particular. Yeah, I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what big laser thing. Honestly, poles look like better armor than subs. Honestly, like, yeah, like, if you think about it, it's like poles aren't really meant to be armor, but neither are those beam slopes, I guess. I don't know. Railgun barrels are mean to make my burst guns more combat. True. Might want to check the water bug sometime then. The button is mildly funny. Alright, don't let me forget that. Can't promise we'll get around to that soon, but we'll try. Onyx is just castle, 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 iron cram. Lambs, cram, 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 cram. Missile meta strikes again. Yeah. Yeah, this loses to its old self fairly consistently. Alright, let's throw this against another thing that is roughly in the same cost range, so 28,000. So there's the file. Let's throw it against the kick wheel and see how it does, because the kick wheel doesn't have particularly strong missiles, although I think it does have missiles. Alright, let's watch these interceptors and see if they fire. They do fire. And yeah, that's the problem. If they don't have APNs, they... Okay, the kick wheel just flopped into the water. But, it has unflopped itself. Oh, hold on a second. Ah, no APN on the big missiles either. Okay, then, I'm gonna make a note there. File. Launch missiles. And interceptors need APN. Yeah, missiles are kind of useless if, like... I don't use predictive guidance that often. But yeah, like, yeah, APNs are just, like...
like, if your missile doesn't have them, they're almost useless.
Slowing the game to a halt is certainly... The pole thing certainly came out of left field. The meta is just to spam enough of them to break through defenses. Me releasing 10,000 small missiles. Kick wheel does that. Yep. Slowing the game to a halt certain move. Would I be a piece of shoe if my drone cross-fired APS laser missiles? Nope. The kick wheel looks like a weather probe. It does. Yep. Maybe add a tad of strength control so the file doesn't turn his back as much towards the enemy when getting... That's a good point. Okay. Could use strafe control so as to not expose rear as much when making distance from target. Okay, that's a good thought, good idea. So gosh, I wish I had my custom emotes from Discord here on Twitch. I'm a billion smalls. Oh yeah, I saw that. So shout out to Azusa on our YouTube channel, Augustus Stellar Foundries. I shared a community post about that the other day. Very interesting tournament format. Very well edited, lovely music. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And yeah, one of the very first fight was what was it called? Yamato something. The Yamato, but not really. So many small missiles. My goodness. If anything, missiles need a nerf. Yes and no. Missiles are versatile, but like any particular missile setup tends to be good against certain things and bad against others. So maybe... I think small missiles might have been a mistake. They're such a resource hog. Remote guidance, my beloved. I'm genuinely disliking packs. Yeah, not a massive one. They do need one. I think, yeah, like, you know what would be, yeah, wow, I don't think the new file has landed even once of these missiles. No wonder it's not doing much. That's a whoopsie. Alright. Alright, it is winning against the kick wheel, but then again, the kick wheel is not particularly difficult. So let's throw this against one more thing for giggles, and then I will need a sippy of water. Oh my goodness, we've been going for 40 minutes. My giddy Aunt Fanny, that's terrifying. Right, so there is the file. That was the kick wheel. It's spawned against the Kelvin, which I believe is a drone swarm. A flamethrower drone swarm. And these interceptors are going to accomplish absolutely nothing. Yep, that's why you need APNs. Yep. That missile is going to go right there. Yeah, this is precisely the wrong kind of craft to throw against a drone swarm, but yeah, a little bit too vulnerable to this kind of thing, so... Wait a minute. Although the plasma just one-shot one of them, so that's definitely a thing. Also, these APS shells are kind of slow. Wait, how fast are these APS shells? What's the muzzle velocity here? Oh, the muzzle velocity... Oh, it just got... The barrel just got burned off. Okay, so it's not supposed to be that slow. Yeah, so on that note... Yeah, this thing actually has room for like a little point laser or something just to... So it can deal with rushdown stuff a little bit better. Because again, it's not an easy design. It's a medium, so it should be a little bit more versatile than this. Just a smidge. Could definitely use more close-in defense. Very vulnerable to drone swarms. Yeah, okay. Alright. Okay. I think that's about enough.
I love this thing. This thing's cool. Help!
What happened to that one drone that was burning this thing's asshole? Let's see if these missiles ever hit anything. They're not managing because there's been decoys flung around willy-nilly. And... yeah, again, see? Let's see here. Let's look at chat for a bit. Remote guidance, my beloved. Am genuinely designed. Okay, yes, low damage, but with high, especially with bread missile adds. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I tend to find that, like, I'm a little bit more. I think in terms of overpowered stuff, I think Pierce lasers are probably more of an issue, which is why I have this idea in my head, which the devs probably aren't going to do, is like that lasers can't penetrate. Yeah, I would be more in favor of changing crams so they're slightly better at hitting, like, bigger, if not faster. How do you say this? I think crams should ideally be the, you know, the brick breakers of the game. Crams and APS, like especially penetrating railguns. It feels weird that lasers can zap a hole just immediately through a craft lengthways. That feels off to me. I think that needs to be tweaked a bit. Especially with bread missiles, then Ring Bearer is your friend. Missiles are so strong. Ads in 20 minutes. Missile bread was a mistake. Honestly, missile lure was a mistake. It's just the devs are trying to compromise with the people who want to keep it. Aiming on sights, no, they're cool, and they kind of raise the skill ceiling for bread. Missile bread makes missile overpowered, literally straight up. You know, I don't disbelieve that. I'm having real trouble figuring out how to make my missiles better with bread. Until people started to copy this, sure they don't make missiles, there's still missiles maintaining a few good reasons. Doesn't really change the battle, that's not like you couldn't use lure to do the same thing, it's just more accessible now. Was wondering why the stream was lagging and checked my inter speed, it's like less than 1 megabit per second, oops. I mean, wrong use of greater than. I didn't even notice. Oops. The only thing I would say missiles are kind of bad at is very fast evasive targets. To be fair, almost everything is bad against fast evasive targets. Missiles still struggle with burning asshole. Yep, well, nope. You see here. Actually, it's not that bad. Anus only slightly singed, could be worse. They're remote and bread, but in one component. Still the most you could do is fly path and endpoint. Lasers are nuts. I mean, just go back to Pierce packs. Yeah, I kind of feel like, why would you make a Pierce pack when you can make a Pierce laser? Because the Pierce laser is more accurate at longer range. It's got easier Tetris. It's, I think, more energy efficient. Don't quote me on that. I think lasers are slightly better at the whole energy to direct damage thing than particle cannons are. And you can set them to set fire to blocks they destroy. Like, you can make that even stronger. So, Pierce pack versus Pierce laser, the only advantage that the pack really has is that it's better against underwater targets. And if you get close enough, which just means adding an extra behavior onto your craft, that's not much of an issue either. You get right on top of something that's underwater and shoot it with the laser, you can still damage it. So I think Pierce lasers might just have edged out Pierce packs in terms of being piercy, if that makes sense. Whoop, stretch. Triple speed. Do you need buffs? Yep. Actively working mortars would be fun. Who cares about balance? I mean, I do. I feel that games are more interesting and more fun when they're properly balanced, because they give you options to play around with. If they're unbalanced, it just means that everyone tends to do the same thing, and that's boring. Just look at a weapon and say, I like that one, buff it all to hell. Can you change the missile modules with bread? I don't think so, no. No, sadly, alright. The focus is in balancing the wrong things too. There's still so many issues with campaign in general. Easy cheese, like cutting off faction to cause them to instantly despawn. Using defensive circle to hold the AI from capturing forever. Also, map editors broken. Yeah, I don't know, like, I think everyone has a slightly different opinion on what should be changed next with From the Depths. And the devs can't make everyone happy, they never can, so I think they're just rolling with, like, whatever they want to do at the moment. I don't know, it's been very rare that they've done something that I outright disagree with, it's just... The pole thing confuses me. Exactly why I dig packs, it's so close range. Oh, change extra space usage, obviously though, poles are the issue, not fixing the campaign, forbidden flaming plug, and there was the stretch. So no detecting underwater sub and changing variable thruster with torpedo prop. Sag. Yeah, that would be cool though. The pieces pack is smaller, not affected by smoke and water. That is true. It's smaller, but you do have to put the whole thing on one turret if you're putting it on a turret. Meanwhile, the laser components themselves can be in an incredibly fortified box with just a 2-axis laser, like, way high up and on the rear, where it almost never gets hit. I want things not to bust up, but to increase their skill ceiling. I'm fine with things being made more accessible. Yeah. Obviously, if poles exist for 5 more seconds, then all of reality will disintegrate. Oh no! 5 more seconds! I do think pierce lasers are overtuned, yep. Yes, lol, I'm excited about the new railgun barrels, less block spam. That's true! That'll cut down on block count a bit. Very nice. Obviously, everybody will be happy if Cram can hit scan. Yes! From the Depths has so many issues, I don't care what they tackle first. I just care they start working towards balancing a very wonkily balanced game. Yeah. On the other hand, you do have to remember that most people, I think the campaign mechanics have been kind of neglected simply because the devs are fully aware that a lot of people barely play the campaign at all. So, there is that. Like, they can literally see, like, via, like, Steam stats and stuff, like, what players are actually doing in the game. And considering that most people spend 99.99% of their time in the designer, like, they can see the numbers, and that acts as their incentive. Anyway, we've gotten off topic. I think that's enough notes on the file, or the new version. Wait, was this version 31? Hold on. It's version 41. Okay, so let's have a look. See here. Alright, more transparent shields needed. That is a thing. That is a thing. Yes, lovely. Alright, so... plasma gun needs more aesthetic mantlet deco. CU's turret needs proper EMP insulation. Current rubber does nothing. LWCs for main, APS, and plasma need full insulation if that's desired. CU's turret needs APS Tetris optimization. Has room to space out fuel ammo a bit more. Very clustered at the moment. Very vulnerable, I will add. Very vulnerable. Turn off auto propulsion. Set up all the jets correctly. Has excessive power. Engines can be cut back and optimized, or add more stuff to use that power, e.g. lasers, more shields, etc. Could definitely use more close-in defense. Very vulnerable to drone swarms. Large missiles and interceptors need APN. Just gonna remove that excess man. Could use strafe control to not expose rear as much when making distance from target. I think that's all jolly good. I'm gonna chuck that on the workshop. Love the initiative. Cheers. Lovely. Post. Lovely. And just need to go copy damn notes all over the place. A big disgrace. Dropping your first. Alright, let's go here. Did I forget to... Huh. Oh well. Okay then, so... Today's the 14th, at least it is for me. And there's the file. This is a very cool thing we're looking at right now. Oops. Okay. Alright. Aesthetically, yeah, no, this thing's lovely. Only functionality stuff needed. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. File. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay then. Well, that was easy. Okay, so well, easy. Took like 50 minutes. Okay. More people would play the campaign if they fixed it. True. Okay. I think the rail buffs have ended up in a good spot for the most part. The initial buff was definitely overkill, but now it's basically just railguns a bit more compact. Very good. Which offsets the fact that you need energy production on your craft in order to have them, which is nice. Apologies to everyone. I was in fact reading out chat. I was just doing it in my own unique language, which is like, you know... Alright, so now we're going to hop to the main menu. Maybe we'll see some perfect craft. And, what do we got to look at? Engraver, Dulax, and Resistor. Let's go find those. Okay, don't mind me. Look at things, look at things. Craft library, Plutono, blah blah blah. In. Okay then. What was I looking for? And I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Alright, engraver. Whose grave? I don't want to die. Oh no, I'm dying. Alright, engraver, Dulax. Where's the Dulax? Dulax. And Resistor. Resistor. Download. Lovely, lovely. Lovely, lovely. No one look at my files. No! What have you done? I told you not to look! Nah! Alrighty tidy. Where are we going? We're going to Constructables. Where are the Constructables? I want them. I want to put Constructables in the Constructables. Why would you put Constructables anywhere but the Constructables? That would be silly. Why are you being silly? Stop it right now. Okay then. That's actually a pretty good spot for a tea break. It's a little early, but it's a nice breather, and we're on the main menu anyway. Gods, I love how this plane looks. Apart from the balloons. That's a bit of a whoopsie. Oh lordy. Alright, let's see. Also made it easier. Barrels are now truly 1x1 and not a weird 3x3. Next is gunpowder buff. Penis craft. Oh. Otherwise, is Plutono expected to be played in stable or alpha? By the time this is finished, the changes that are currently in alpha will probably be in stable. Whatever those changes end up being. So the answer is stable in the future. Which is a bit of a headache for us. So yeah, try and design, if you're building stuff for Plutono, probably better to design it in an alpha test, just so you can be a bit ahead of the curve. That would make sense. Spotlight on the home screen, everything in it was built in stable. Well, so far, good. Realistically, most things should work in either. Yep, -2 railguns. If you're building in alpha test with railgun barrels, yep, build an alpha test for now, because I do look at this stuff in alpha test. If only a certain other set of files were as open to the public as yours. I don't like that joke. I would slightly change the frontal armor if I had access to the barrels. Alright. So built that in alpha. Things with railguns will be more expensive in alpha, and boats with a lot of heavy armor may misbehave because of too much buoyancy. I finished when the update moved to stable. Working on the precipitation of the breadboard update came down like a blessing since the needed craft origin position due to my shenanigans. Yeah. See, here's the thing. I love the precipitation. I'm not gonna love it when I run into it and playtesting the campaign, I can assure you. My bad. Nah, it's okay. I don't even know... It's okay. Keep in mind, alpha changes are still subject to change before full release, which is why Gmodism is a brave, brave man for trying to do videos on alpha test changes, because I'm not doing that because it's just changing back and forth so fast. Personally, I don't think it's worth it. I'm gonna wait for those changes to hit stable and make one nice big video on it. Current ones look like they'll be going through as is, can't say for sure. Okay, I'm gonna take that tea break because, like, I want to. What you gonna do about it? Absolutely nothing. You're gonna enjoy this main menu and the ads that are gonna be covering it, probably, unless you're subscribed. Alright, I'm going to vanish. I'm gone. You can't see me now. My time is now. Coffee break. There we go. Gods, I want to start doing art streams again so bad, but I'm too tired. My week is too full. I don't think brave is the word I use personally, but he can do what he wants. He wants views? I don't know. We all want views. Alright, excited. Alright, 2 minutes of ads. Try and survive. We'll see you in 2 minutes. I'm back. Oh, penis. Good news, everyone. I'm in time for penis. It's happy to see us. See? Stuff's coming out the end. Okay, I need to turn the... Okay. Well, for what I have just said, please forgive me. Ow! The hammer didn't hurt. I jabbed myself in the nose with my thumbnail. Great. Alright, let's catch up on chat. Alright. Alright. APS is just everyone's favorite weapon. Yep. Say chat, how do I download the Plutono campaign? If you look up Plutono on the workshop in Worlds, you will find Test 10. So yeah, it's on the Steam Workshop. Download any workshop craft, 80% it's APS or missiles, yep. I did restrain myself when making my big ship. It uses lasers and diff flak, yeah. Oh, well, John provided a link. Dominant Fist is always the most mid-AP payload shell, yeah. Those are the easiest, most realistic systems. Easiest kinda in the case of missiles. I wouldn't say APS is the easiest by any means. APS is like... It's interesting, just like how people tend to gravitate towards either steam or fuel engines, and they find one really relatively easy, and the other one really hard. I think there's a similar thing between Cram and APS, because the Tetris is just really different. Some people find APS, at least initially, way easier than Cram. Other people like me are the complete reverse. I latched on to Cram Tetris and I was like, oh yeah, no, this is straightforward, and APS was just like, took me a long time to get the hang of APS. Alright, more realistic gear, more than anything is why people gravitate towards it. I'd say you work with enough convinced clockwork, like most of the stuff. Yep. APS Tetris isn't that complicated. Yeah, once you know it, then yeah, easy. It's me, yeah, but especially with the APSs, I could basically just place down a turret and then build any gun I want. Yep. It does have the added layer of shell design, which is not necessarily intuitive. Yep. You know more penis. Why did I do this? Why did you do this? Flash the screen. Penis was made by Azusa. Yep. Don't worry, Azusa, we support you in this. No. Excellent question. I love it. Right, guys? If I had to guess something like for the lulz, yep, 200% my vodka is ready. Wow! Cram Tetris has significantly more depth to it in my opinion, no pun intended. Yeah, so I would say Cram Tetris is easier to do. It's harder to do well. Because with APS Tetris, once you click, it's like, oh, right, you need a repeating pattern that just has as many clips on loaders as possible, and then it's a jump from there to remembering that ejectors are your best friend, then, like, you're good to go. But Cram, bad 2D Tetris is easy to do, 2D Tetris is only a little bit harder, good 2D Tetris. Then 3D Tetris, it took me a long time to, like, understand, like, what makes good 3D Tetris. And I needed a lot of help with that, so that's understandable. Alright, finally we can get on with the thing. The engraver. The engraver. Right. Engraver. Interesting. So these are exactly the same, so we're just gonna do that. I don't remember this at all. What this? Oh, I remember this. Oh, this is our perfect child. We were not changing this at all. It does need some kind of cockpit, I think? Like, how are you meant to drive this? Right, so what do we got here? That is a laser circular saw, because of course it is. If I do this, what does this actually look like? It's not really a laser circular saw, per se. It is a particle cannon circular saw kind of thing. Also, what has it got? It's got particle cannons, missiles... Wait, really? Is that it? It's got pack, missiles... Oh, right, the rams are simple weapons. That counts. Okay. Cram Tetris is hard for me. Keep the same. Cram 2D Tetris is trivial, plus so many single blocks. I love me a pancake. Oh, I love a pancake. 2D Tetris is extremely easy. 3D textures though, but even the 2D, getting balanced multi-barrel setups can be non-trivial. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I personally am never bothered by my multi-barrel crams not having matching stats, but I take the more combat but less efficient and walk away. Yep, the cool. To be honest, I have no idea, but easy go for Bowser 2, never stray. I do think the giant circus might be something even the Dominion wouldn't put a person in. I'll just put a thing on the back. Okay, driver has to go sleep. Have night, time zones. Okay, see you, driver. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, so this thing is bloody good. This is one of the... Yeah, this is one of Orange's design. Lovely. Alright, so I love this thing. It's one of the perks of having such a massive campaign with so many vehicles in it is that you forget about them, and then rediscovering rediscovering them feels so nice. I'm like, oh, the engraver, hello! It's like an old friend you haven't seen in a long time. Okay, let's just make a notey note on this. Unless intended to be unmanned, needs aesthetic. Cockpit. And Orange, you are in chat. Is Orange in chat? Orange, speak to us. Yep, Orange is in chat. Okay. In Lord's repurposed deep space miner and ship scrapper. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Alright, so... I don't know, maybe some antenna or something on it to make it clear that it's supposed to be, like, remote controlled. Mind you, does the game have flywheel physics spin blocks? Not sure what you mean by that. Can someone... I love this thing, so freaking... This is so cool. This is awesome. Otherwise... Some... Yeah! I'm drinking my coffee. Yummy coffee. Yummy. Coffee is yum. The music is spooky. This thing is cool. Running out of lyrics. Injector engines. Right, so this thing only has one spin block on it. I actually love the design of this thing. It's like, is it practical? No. Is it very cool? Yes. Very, very much so. And not spin clutch. Okay then. So we've got thrust vectoring and all that jazz. What are the missiles like? Let's have a look-see here. What is this? Aha! EMP missiles. To turn stuff off so you can slap them. I love that so much. I need to steal that for whenever... Melee craft are one of my big weaknesses. I do not know how to do them properly at all. I just don't have the mind for it. I mean, I guess I can make a... kamikaze nuke thing, but like, that's about it. Using spin blocks with hefty blocks to rotate the craft. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. The wildcard uses that for all. The nuke itself is on a spin block. Yep. Jesus! Oh, no. Oh, what the hell? Hold on. So freaking cool. Give all stuff. More to sing. The angular momentum. Add Haugen to it. Faster spinning larger match will make attached around to more. I just had some medium rare chicken, so go. Azusa, please tell me you're joking. We prefer you alive and well. Hope I don't get sick. I also hope not. Yep. Okay. What do you mean? Do you not like use local position for pitch your stuff? Okay. Alright, so by the way, what am... Whoops. Whoop. Thank you, Elival. Stretch. Stretch. Feels so good. Feels so good. Alright, so in case anyone's wondering how to make a somewhat decent radio antenna, easy way to do it is something like this, and you can do something like this. Oh yeah, that's a new thing in alpha test as well, is rigging blocks. Purely aesthetic. Very nice. And just gonna go like so, and... So that is like a very... I like this as a like kind of visual shorthand to suggest that the thing is remote controlled. So yeah, that is a suggestion. Orange, you do not have to do that. What the... Hello? Right, I need to show decoration. You know what I would kind of like is if there was a keyboard shortcut to make to show deco wireframe to stop you having to go hunt for one and click the button. It doesn't roll. I eat most seafood raw because it tastes better, not joking. Seafood is okay, depending on what it is. I was watching this one video about using ring shields as a cannon. Old video. Dude was using flywheels to set a craft. I think I know the exact video you're talking about. Who the hell was that again? That was a good video. I'm sorry I don't remember who made it. Liv's Lab. Yes, Liv's Lab. That's the one. Yeah, shout out to Liv's Lab. I don't know if they're still making videos. Like, embarrassed to say, I make a lot of FTD content. I don't watch a lot of FTD content because my day is too full of FTD. But Regan has so much potential. I want to use his cables or pipes that move with whatever it's connected to. Hey, Regan is great. My wife loves it, even though she doesn't play FTD. Bonk. 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 It would not be a stream without somebody getting bonked. Okay, what else can we talk about here? Not much. Aesthetically, this thing is bloody gorgeous, and that's the really only thing I have to note about it. And it's an easy design, so we can get away with a lot of... What is this? Oh, that's aesthetics. That is aesthetics. Alright, frontal armor is not super good, but that's okay. Again, it's an easy design. Doesn't need to be amazing. Yeah, you definitely draw the short end of the stick if you end up piloting this thing into battle. Assuming that it's, assuming that this thing is piloted at all and not like remotely controlled. Doesn't have a decal, I think. Oh, doesn't it? Oh yeah, okay, we can have a decal. That's like the one thing we can say it needs. Right. I can probably delete all that. Lovely, lovely. Let's make a note. Decal. Engraver. Could use icons. Decals, or just one. That's okay. Let's combat test this thing. Probably against a boot. Because otherwise, that would be difficult. Alright, let's go here, engraver. And this is about 130k. Let's just fling it against some kind of boot. 130k boot. Let's throw it against a root stem. I don't remember what the root stem is. This is the root stem. Who made this? Ah, this is one of 3D Wrecker's craft. It's got a little DeCrasco on it. Right, so this thing just moves really fast. Oh my goodness, what a good shot. Oh wow. Yep, this thing is scary against boat. Alright, now, just for giggles, I want to go test this against a tank. So let's go find a tank. And yeah, trees are currently turned off. For reasons. How well does this thing do over land? Just tank. Okay, so this is 130 thing. Go find an advertisement thing that is $130. The Crucian might be a bit much because the Crucian is kind of good, but we'll see. Okay, the ring shield thing doesn't really work anymore because they capped the amount of energy they can store. Thank goodness! Previous ring shields would keep building up charges indefinitely, infinitely, yeah. Now they hold just enough to screw only your own craft when they do get damaged. Yeah, ain't that the truth. I'm in. Ooh. Alright, no, it's doing quite well. Reasonable downside to something completely useless. Yeah, ring shields need changes, and I don't even think it would be that difficult to change them. Alright, so the thing can move on land. That's all I really wanted to see. Oh my goodness. Hooray! Oh yeah, great. Oh, awesome. This thing's a menace to tanks. Beautiful. Have a hug! And yeah, it's an easy design because the thing does damage itself a lot when, wow, that's pure thump damage. Oh, I guess some Oh wow, this thing can give a Crucian a bit of a problem. Lovely. The rams actually do more damage than the actual bladed sword, by the way. I figured, I could see the damage numbers. They indirectly nurse their intended use by entry weapons that don't care about AC, like fire and plasma, and then nerf their unintended use by capping their charge. Yeah, ring shields need... I think I've said before, like, what do people reckon about ring shields giving basically bonus health instead of armor? I feel that would be more useful. Sexy looking deck. It's very sexy. Who made the Crucian? Orange made it. Hey, Orange again. Orange is #1 deco animal for this whole project. Thank you, Orange. Ring shields also do stop fires now because it's laser damage. Oh, right. Oh, wow. So there's really no reason to use them. Jeez. Oh, just got an idea. Oh, dear. Ring shields should either reduce damage directly or absorb a certain level of damage. That's also viable, yeah. The damage itself is pretty much helpless against anything faster than it. Yep. It's big, decently fast melee. Should be medium. Yeah, no. This is an easy design for a reason. I think it's, yeah. The devs have said that ring shields acting as extra health is definitely not happening. Okay, gotcha. Well, throw that out of the window. Yeah, I figured. I wasn't sure how difficult that would be to code. Instead of buffing ring shields, nerf planars. I mean, planars aren't really that good. They... having planars is better than not having planars, but like... I often avoid using them because a lot of the time they don't feel worth... Unless your opponent is really spamming APS shells at you, which to be fair, does happen a lot, they never quite feel worth it. Why can't we have tech that makes stuff more durable? I don't know. Against enemies. The air compartment has like no armor and it can't do anything floating higher than itself. Yeah. Yeah, no, this thing's easy and it's going to stay that way. I think that's basically all the notes I have on it. It's very few. This thing has had a lot of work done on it. Yep, so aesthetic cockpit, or maybe radio antenna, and could use icons and decals. That's literally it. Lovely. And orange is in chat, so I don't need to put that on the workshop. So we're going to go here, ++, and reset. Hell, I don't even really need to do that. There we go. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Just aesthetic stuff, so... Engraver. Lovely. Okay then. Aesthetic cock. Wait, what? No! I didn't say that! No! You've quote on me! How dare you! I don't know. Planars also give a tiny amount of smoke. But basically, yeah, they do reduce damage against lasers. I use planars almost always. Yep. Good enough for blanket protection. Actually doesn't take too much power. What? Or Crucian. Yep. Main turret is carved out. This is an awkward stalemate mold. Yep. Aesthetic cock is like, oh yeah, I just updated Barons with some new vehicles. Go fight them. I'm busy, but I'm looking forward to getting trolled by Barons. Oh yeah, good news as well. We are very close to me actually finally starting a Nita run on the hardest difficulty. Like, that bloody metal fleet took so much longer than I thought it would. Yes, ma'am. Alright, new Surreal is keen. Nice. Alright, so that's the engraver, and we've already looked at the file. The updated file of the file. Hee hee. And now we get to look at the dual axe. So let's just do that. Let's look at the dual axe. What is... Oh, I remember. This thing is disco as hell. Alright, yeah, a bit more color variation. Little bit more color variation needed. We need that Glacave pink. Although I do like how it's got, like, asymmetric coloring. It's very nice. This is another one that's like, okay, this is... Who made this? Tom. This is actually another one that's like... Hold on, let's see here. Not there. What's it? Stream to-do list. Vortex, Kick Wheel, and Dual Axe actually are all, like, seem to be of one style. So, Vortex, Kick Wheel, Dual Axe. This kind of very, custom prop heavy thing. forgot about this craft. Yeah, fits all the vortex theme. Very good. Yep. Needs a ramp up to finish the job. Where do I get my new beginner vehicle finished? I don't know. Oh, I forgot about this craft. That reminds me. I am what? You are... I don't know. What are you? Yeah, this is a category I also thought. Glakave is a communist faction, eh? Has the trans flag as his paint scheme. Yeah, that was, that was a complete accident. But I'm keeping it just because it's funny, because there are people who just get so frightened of both transgender anything and communism, and they just kind of arbitrarily link the two. So this, we're just keeping it like that because it's just hilarious. Oh boy. Hi, Limited Gravitas. We were just, was just thinking of you. It's just, there's kind of an aesthetic. We're trying to sort, while we're doing this, Glakave craft into kind of, we're calling it Gravitas style, which is effectively kind of tanky flying bricks. And I guess this kind of rotor-heavy thing, I'm not sure what this would be called. Vortex style, I guess? Can we say that lore-wise the Glakave is led by Trans Stalin? I mean, hold on. Where was it? Like the Glakave, like, ambassador could very well be, like, trans or something like that. I'm not fussy, but I also don't want to portray trans people as the bad guys, because the Glakave are... they're pretty bad guys, but then again, Seoul Republic is also pretty bad guys. Actually, all the factions are kind of bad guys, so... meh. I guess, I don't know, do we... I don't know, maybe... Glakave is trans wrongs. Good point. I didn't realize you had covered the coherence yet. I knew about the spin block laser issue. It was left over from the spin applique by accident. Gotcha. No worries. I fixed it, put it on the workshop a while back. Okay. To be fair, a lot of the trans people I know are at least communist adjacent. Well, depends what you mean by communist adjacent. When I think communist, I think of like... I don't think like... the friggin' university students who think that Lenin is cool. I think of what Lenin was actually like, and yeah. If you live in the West, you probably haven't met, like, actual communists who are bad news. It's not Earth, though. True. I don't know, man. At least pick, Trensky? I don't know. The closest thing to a good faction is probably Hawa? I mean, not really. We were talking about you and Penis. Those two were separate. Oh, right. What? I made a whole campaign about how megacorpus are evil and people think it isn't political. Oh dear. Yeah, it's like there is a kind of thing that people do. They point at something, say, leave politics out of it, but it's just, that is shorthand for like, I don't like the message. Personally, love the ideology of Warhammer 40k. Everybody is terrible, but being a villain is cool. Look, if you do good or evil, like, at least try and look cool while you do it. Anyway, I should be typing notes on this. We got the dual axe, and note on it is we're gonna need more color variety. More color variety. More color variety, and icons. Decals. Very good, very good. People seeing as, oh god, I have no money. Yeah, because, like, I don't know, it's pretty universal that people don't like, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. So, what is this? This is a nice big thumpy head. This thing has wood on it. It's interesting, you don't actually see much wood on... well, on anything outside of Hala in this custom campaign, really. People love their stuff. We've got unstacked wedges that are metal. Whoopsie doopsie. Yep, somebody just hit the fill button right here. Yeah, front armor... what? How difficult is this? The dual axe is a hard design, so we could probably spring for better armor on the front here. Alright, so... what is the... actually, hold on, what's in here? More wedge. More delicious wedge. Alright, so just gonna here, dual axe, front armor, could use optimization, backed wedges, vertical beams. For the record, the reason why you kinda don't want to have a, you know, forward-facing beams like this in your armor is because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 meters thick, but it only has the health of like 2 beams. Whereas if stacked vertically, it has the health of 8 beams in the same distance. So any penetrating shot is actually going to pierce this more easily. Which is a little bit weird if you think about it, but like that's why vertically orientated beams is like basically always better. If this was side armor, it would be fine. Not vertically, horizontal. Vertical, horizontal. What's the term I'm looking for? Basically, don't have it end on like this. Weapons are tools. Isn't dual axe more of a weapon than a tool? Actually not. Just simulation of life in 2026. That's very sad. People seeing it as going to the 40k universe is a bit too relentlessly dark. I do like that none of the factions are unambiguously good. Yep, and they have retconned it to make it more unambiguous. Hello, Juno Wolf. Welcome, welcome. This is definitely a nitpick. Isn't a dual axe more of a weapon than a tool? Yep, actually, in real life, dual axes were almost never used as weapons. They're more of a ceremonial weapon, or felling axes are sometimes have dual heads to balance them out a little bit better, and also, if you're out chopping wood, it means that you just use one blade, and then when it gets blunt, you switch it around and use the other, so you can chop twice as much wood, basically. So yeah, weapons are tools, it is true. So this still doesn't stop the Imperial fans from acting like it's actually just necessary evil or something, yeah. Tools are weapons if you use enough force. The orientation of the beams is the one way you really shouldn't do it. Yeah, basically that, yes. Actual weapons just need slightly less force depending on what weapon. I got disproportionately excited by wood. I also did. I was like, wood! Biodegradable. Side to side versus top to bottom is debatable, but front to back is definitely not good. Yeah, true. For a front side, I mean. Even humans are weapons depending on how you throw them. My hands are weapons. The government made me register them because I punch so hard. That's not true. I'm not an expert, so I wasn't sure. Am I cooking? Hashtag screenshots. Yeah. Probably. For a while, I've been thinking that front-oriented stuff resists rapid and accurate fire better than perpendicular arrangement. No, not really. It's all about how much stacked health you have between the incoming fire and your squishy bits. Okay. Caught up on chat. What else can we do here? How is this for spin block for suborbitals? Pretty good, actually. It's just got 4 double turrets, so not a biggie. This does not look... How clippy is this? That's fairly clippy, but like there's not much you can do about it. Is there? That's pretty clippy, actually. That bit probably needs to be taken off. At the very least. Alright. Yes, slight turret clipping. This is the kind of thing that's right on the edge of rules, because it's hard to spot this kind of thing. Okay. Double turret lasers clip slightly too much. Remove wedge corners on underside. That is a bit like it's that is a little bit like I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Getting into the the nitty gritty, but yeah, we don't like that. All right, nice big radar deco there. Which actually, hold on, is this an actual real radar deco? It is. That's definitely some kind of protection. Is this a 3x3? You could actually fully protect this, so I'm going to make a note here. Side radars can be made fully insulated and protected. And I can demonstrate how to do that. 360 radars can be made fully insulated and protected. And in case anyone's wondering what I'm talking about, where is it? What? Oh, it's a mimic. No wonder I was having trouble finding it. Alright, so if you want to do something like this... Oh, that is a 4x4. That is annoying. So, how do... So if we did something like... this... Move that over there, move that over there. I'm just doing this to demonstrate what you can do here. Okay, so what we actually want is 3x3. And then, if we go something like this, something like this, this actually could be heavy armor if you really wanted it to be. So something like this I tend to find works pretty well. Of course, if this gets hit with an EMP jolt, like, immediately, that's going to be a problem. But if not, it should be okay. So it looks something like this. Something like this. And you can do something like this, and then deco over it. And this thing is now EMP protected, and also just very snugly protected. Very snuggly wuggly. You could do something similar over here, because EMP cannot jump diagonally across stuff. So this, tend to find, works pretty well. And by the time that rubber gets destroyed, the heavy armor gets destroyed anyway. And just for a little demonstration, if you put, let's see, just want to check that I'm not leading people wrong. We do a 5000 EMP jolt. Do this. EMP effects. Yep. The thing literally prefers to go for, jets rather than that. If I do it over here, yep. So this is very snug and secure, just in case anyone is wondering about how to really EMP-proof your stuff. But could you not just like have one rubber block on the two struts it's connected to? You could, but then you couldn't put heavy armor around the receiver itself. So it wouldn't be quite as good. All right, what are people saying? Okay, so I'm going to destroy this thing, load it in again. Get rid of that. There we go. Read chat for a little bit. Only takes one good APS shell to ruin your day. Dog, no. Do Barons on challenge mode, by the way. Against the sandblast, just hits everywhere equal. There's no difference. Same total health. I mean, I guess. That was a while ago. Against anything that pierces or drills, the front to back beams are much worse. These days, I'm more to pure evasion or just dustpan. Hello, amigo! Hola, amigo! Evasion's so weak, not gonna lie, needs a buff, remove stability. Azusa, you speak heresy. Stop it. Nitpicking, I think, is the word you're looking for. That's the one! Thank you, John. I'm slow to get a better chat. Okay, not gonna lie, looking at it, the issue just becomes late game. Stability is about to make some truly degenerate stats no longer work. She's trolling, she's well around how broken evasion is because of resource scarcity from losing resource bonuses. I just don't bother to correct her anymore. She made the peanuts. Oh, correct. Azusa would never show. She's the most honest and trustworthy member of this community. Actually, no joke, she kinda is. She likes to have fun. We all like to have fun. The answer to troll is counter-trolling. The jets nearby should act as surge protectors against most hits anyway. That is true. Did we already check for anti-submarine capabilities? Ooh, no we didn't. Hit evasion with warp back shots. Wait, am I crazy? Isn't this like how surge terminators work? Just not a sin block? Basically, yeah, dead ends. Yeah, so if you combine what I demonstrated just a little while ago with surge protectors on the spin block, it's really good EMP defense. And honestly, I should use it in my builds more. I'm very good at knowing what is the correct thing to do and then not doing it myself. I am a little bit of a hypocrite in that way. The hell were we doing? Alright, so aesthetically, this thing is fan-dabby-dozy, just needs a bit more paint variety, a little bit of turret clipping, armor needs a bit of a redo. That's definitely a laser, I suppose. Transparent clips. It does not have them. Very good, very good, very good. Ah, yes, it has the gun slung underneath. Not ideal for a flying frontside. I tend to find on the sides works better. Because, yeah, anything above this isn't going to get shot at with the APS. Okay. Oh, fully insulated shields. Very nice. Bit too much rubber, honestly. But, yeah, let's see. Yeah, okay. Why does it have shields pointing sideways? Hold on a second. Hold on a moment. Hold the phone. Alright, let's just spawn in... Kermit, we're gonna need you. Alright, shield projector, where are you? Oh! Oh. This thing just went for a dip. Okay. Kermit, go away. Okay, so this thing does like to fly pretty low. Yeah, that's probably not going to be a good idea. That is... Wow! It is minimum 100 meters above the water, but... Huh. Point at, maintain distance. Interesting. A little bit too eager to go for a swim. Alright, so... To avoid... terrain... water, better... Alright, now here's where we throw this thing against something on land. Just to check it doesn't bonk itself into land so much. So if we go... Where do we go? Where do we go now? Where do we go now? Alright, so we got the dual axe, which is 400k. Let's throw that again. I don't know, let's find a 400k thing. Which is probably just the dual axe again. Let's throw it against itself, see how it does. Oh lordy. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, no, this thing, oh boy. I'm not sure what's causing that, but yeah, no, it's a little bit, it flies a little bit too low. Cup of sea of sun. Oh, right, ASW. Alright, the ASW is going to be extremely anemic, but it is there. What's a good length for a large missile? Played around with those. It's a lot of malarkey. 8 inches. 10 to 16 modules for all sizes of offensive missile. Longer or shorter though, but you end up having to make significant compromises. Gotten away with 8 modules. Damn, 0 power, used it all. What the hell? Oh, yeah, wow. Oh, wow, this thing is very power hungry. Ooh. Thump missiles say hello. Oh, this is an interesting dogfight, isn't it? Don't really scale with the length of the missiles. The fins do to some extent. Maybe the terrain height prediction time too low. Hover PID gain derivative. Signal proc isn't really needed for RG. Doesn't have power to apply upon touch of the brush. Needs more power. Okay, so this needs more power somehow. I'm not sure where you can fit it. More gain on hover. Perhaps, okay, needs more power. Tends to run out. It's a problem with going absolutely mental on the custom props. Actually, how's this power priority? Yeah, it could have power priority set as well. Actually, hold on. Hold on, destroy everything. Everything must go. Let's go find some jets. Where is the jets? Yeah, I could... Oh, lordy. Alright, yeah, no. No. Automatic propulsion? I don't think so. Turn off auto propulsion. That's probably why things are going bad. Alternatively, turn down power of jets. Oh, what else? What else? I literally just looked at something. What was it? I forgot. Alright, turn off auto propulsion. Set up propulsion manually for better results. Okay, power prio exists. Oh yeah, like it's over here. So you can individually, just from this menu, you can also do it like on the things itself. For power creators and power users, you can like set priority for what gets power first and what gets it second. So yeah, also, I just want to check something here. This thing doesn't... This thing uses props to lift, so if I do this trick... This is a fun trick to use if you just want to manually set the propulsion of all your stuff. So that, set it to that. And that should use less power. That should be a lot less. Okay, yep, no, that is slightly better. Deacon's hell, this thing really doesn't have enough power. My goodness. Wow, even setting the jets to that, I think it's all the props. Ooh. Yeah, no, a lot of these propellers have very poor clearance. Ooh. But it looks so good, though, is the thing. It looks so good, that is the thing. Whoop! This turns off its main engines out of... Oh, right, it does. Gotcha. Nice. Basically glorified cram. A few times I've made an unguided rocket private. I wouldn't even say it's glorified cram, it's worse cram. If anything, that's more actually. That costs more. Because the air isn't good at predicting with them. Yeah. Oh! This turns off its main engines out of combat. Noted. That's without using the lasers. That's why. Yay! Their one good thing is having higher speed and accuracy in the cram. You know what's great about missiles? You can put guidance systems on them. So that, you know, they track the target. Let's spawn in... What's this? Let's spawn in a 400k thing again. Let's spawn in the relativity. What is the relativity again? Oh, lordy, I forgot about this. Oh... Oh my word, the relativity is just so good at hitting things with that cram cannon. My goodness. Still low on power. Interesting. This thing needs to turn better. I mean, I did just turn down the power a lot. Oh, now it's using less power, but it can't turn for peanuts. Alright, let's try this again. But this time... Relativity... Is it... I keep thinking the relativity is a cram tank. What Q laser? This looks like 4Q by the looks of it. It's sniped again, damn. Is there a difference between two fins on the back or one foot forward? Numbers will show a difference. Fins and guidance module and stuff. Let's just double check here. Let's see if we look here. What do we got here? Oh, it uses 3Q. Ew. 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 What the hell? It could go 4Q. Well, that's just silly. Alright then. Little note here. Switch 3Q lasers to 0, 1, 4Q. Hold on. 0, 1, or 4Q. There we go. And yep, likes to take a little dip. And that is more expected for what crams actually end up doing. It's got plasmas going pew pew. Oh lordy. What happened there? I genuinely don't know what just happened. Oh yeah, now this is looking more as expected. Front side it says hi. What's wrong with 3Q lasers? Damage inefficient. Oh yeah, just gonna recommend you guys never build a custom loop PC if you want to stay sane. Noted! Not really just any benefit over 1Q. If I know they're different drag values, one of my fans died, it took me 2 hours to replace because the loop needed to come apart. Yeah, the benefit is more butterer but less penetration. What's even the point of 3Q lasers? Well, yeah, I think with the fire update, you gotta go either 0Q or 1Q for the most part. 2 and 3Q damage up. Damn! Relativity got annihilated. I think functionality-wise, this is pretty good, actually. It's a hard craft for a reason. You know what? Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm starting to get the woozy feeling. Okay. 3Q laser slander, shake my head. Why do people swear? Like, you know, it's hard to say that like 3Q lasers are bad because this thing just rocked the socks off the relativity. 0Q has benefits, 1Q is but 2 to 4 are situational at best. I do like 4Q lasers just because it is nice pew-pew, and it feels more accurate than just a 0Q laser, which has really high scatter. Alright, you know what? I want to fling this again. Let's see here. Is there anything else to say about this? More power or... Let's read this out. Alright, so... No, wrong one. Does this have ASW? Wait, I wanted to check what shells this fired. What shells does this fire? They're pretty beefy. Oh, minimum accuracy on... oops. Minimum accuracy on APS needs to be set. Min is accuracy needs to be set. Let's go here. Armor piercing 1. Yep, it's, oh, right, it has super cav, so... Yeah, let's fling this against a submarine and see what happens. What's a 400k submarine? Let's spawn in a snub nose and see what happens. Ah! Didn't mean to do that. Help. Ah, this thing lacks missile defense by the looks of it. Unless those are remote guided, I don't remember. Needs more missile defense. I don't remember, does the Snubnose have remote guided missiles or something? Okay, it does have sonar buoys by the looks of it. Not very accurate ones. I mean, saying that, it just did manage to kill it. Okay, so it also needs the... Yeah, it needs LWC restrictions on altitude. Need altitude restrictions. Whew, a lot of notes on this fella. Personally, they should make Zuka have no inaccuracy. You reckon? You don't think that might be overpowered? To reliably kill 2Q, then it's alright. Okay. I do like the snub nose. It's very nice. iPersons. Which is like the iPhone, but different. This counterweight the buff by increasing damage loss over distance. Yep. Likely because they look cool. Spreads the damage too much with intensity. Decals. Oh yeah. Lack of stability on this thing is causing me pain. That's a me problem. Zero cut thing is fine as it is. Also the plus of zero cuts when the laser gets big enough, then each beam has its own pierce laser beam. Not great offensively, as this is very manageable time. Yeah, 0Q lasers have to be very big in order to do anything worth doing. How's the thing called again? Dulax. Did I mention decal? Alright, let's go through this. Right, some more color variety in icons slash decals. Yep, front armor could use optimization, backed wedges, vertical beams. Dragon. Double turret lasers clipped slightly too much. Remove wedge corners on underside. Side 360 laser can be made fully insulated and protected. Needs to avoid terrain and water better. More gain on hover PID perhaps. Needs more or more efficient. Needs more power or more efficient power use. I remember how to spell efficient. Alternatively, turn down power of jets. Well, I still can't spell efficient. Efficient. There we go. Turn off auto propulsion. Set up propulsion manually for better results. Switch 3 clears to 0, 1 or full Q. Min or just 0, 1. 0 Q or 1 Q. Min APS accuracy needs to be set. Needs more missile defense. Missile local weapon controls need altitude controls. Could have its sonar buoys on tethers to counter ECM. Could have separate sub-hunting behavior. Because, what just happened here? Oh, look at you! It's actually winning. I mean, kind of. And yeah, more turning wouldn't hurt. Okay, lovely, lovely. That is the dual axe. Do we have enough to... Ooh. Do I have it in me to... I ain't no weak anime boy. I can review the resistor. Alright, let's go find the dual axe on the workshop. Leave a note over there. And plus and yep. Okay, there we go. And we're gonna look up dual axe by Tom. Dual axe Mark II. Oh, just doing a view inspection of all craft. Got some feedback. All right. Needs more color. Got some. If you don't like getting some more, no worries. Will turn off auto propulsion. Cheers. Ah, there we go. Very good. Very good. Damn, this dates back to 2024. I feel like Bird. Oh, guys, I feel like Bird. Urgh. The bird is inside me. The bird is the word. And I'm not talking about Bluebird's chips. Yeah, this thing is, like, really missing a lot. Ugh. Thanks, automatic mode, very cool. I want to try using well-tuned 4Q lambs. They used to be very, very good. MP will travel through any block. Can even be travel through missile battery. Altitude restriction on the missiles, or do they have secondary? Nope, they definitely do not have secondary torque props. Definitely not. And I will show you that right now. Nope. I mean, that's not a bad idea, honestly. Wait, they are remote guided. They're remote guided. We could have secondary tool props on them. Meh. I will leave that up to Tom. Screenshot. And does not care about connection rules. Where you control it from. Altitude restriction. The local true border was is not anime boy. Sudi is wife. What? Have you seen the other form of the lady? Wife? Huh? Sudi is waifu? Love how the completely centered props and things still get Autoside to control your. Yep. Thanks, automatic vote. Very cool. Yep. If you have not, look up Sam from Honkai Star Rail. Noted. I'm gonna fix that shenanigan? Probably not. Automatic mode being back, I feel automatic mode is useless. I doubt it. It's better than them straight up not assigned to anything, so it's just a thing for new players to learn. Aren't they automatically assigned on placement? Yup. I miss a 0.1 charge back. Now that you mention it, that was funny. That doesn't work super well either. That was a thing. As mentioned earlier, things pointing up are never assigned to hover, for example. Yeah, that's, imagine how my pack minigun would use if it was 0.1 charge. Alright, we got one more craft to look at, and then I can rest forever. Oh right, there's a note on the resistor. Its replacement is being built. Alright, there is a note here. Replacement being built. So I'm just going to adjust this so long. And replacement. So replacement being... Wait, I think I remember this. Alright, so let's see. So we've already got notes on the resistor. Hold on, let's see here. Just gonna delete that. A bit of data cleaning. Resistor. Aha. Let's see here. Ooh, I like this. Alright, normally I would say this needs more color variation, but this looks pretty cool, honestly. I like the stripes. I like how it's broken up a little bit. Very nice. Does this have camo? It does! What camo does it have? Yeah, it's got camo digital. Very subtle, me likey. Ooh, me likey, me likey. Who made this? Player. Not good enough. I want to see who actually made this. Let's go have a look-see here. Whoops. Resistor. Resistor update. So that was 29th. Okay. Alright, so this thing is meant to be fast as balls. So let's see here. Does it have internal components on spin blocks? It doesn't look like it. I've got a turret, What's over there? We've got two... I'm guessing those are decoed lasers. That appears to be... What is that? That is a one-axis thing. That is a... I'm sorry, what is this? Oh, that's a little detection turret. Gotcha. And, yep, those are lasers. Oh, you cheeky bugger. Oh, an evil person after my own heart. Yep. Yep. So this is within the Plutona rules. I know some people hate this. I personally consider it fair game. Because flares aren't as good as they used to be. Alright, let's, what does chat say? Basically a mess. Pack should get buffed. Nah. Gonna make a craft called the Bit Crushers. 100 minimum size packs with max charge time and overclock. Basically a mess. Breadboard-wise, have you considered reviewing all the craft in one sitting? Sleep is an important trust. Considering that, considering that it's taken like, let's go look at the VOD channel, which you should subscribe to if you haven't already. So let's go back here. Let's Scroll back. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 times 4 plus 2. Yep. 8 plus times 4, 8 times 4, 16, 32, 30. There have been 34 live streams on an average about 2 hours each, just to inspecting a craft, and we're not even finished with like the carver yet. We've gotten pretty far, honestly. And also, yeah, do subscribe to the VOD channel, please. You will make me very happy if you do so, if you haven't already. Yeah, so yeah, sleep, like, I would die, thank you. I want to see it because it's also slightly closer to the... This is also, yeah, this is pretty Gravitas style. Coherence, Resistor, Restore. Hold on, I'm gonna make a little note here, so... Vortex. Style craft. Pick wheel, dual axe, Gravitas style craft. Coherence, Resistor. The Seismotron is definitely Gravitas style. I know that Gravitas didn't make that one, but Seismotron. Although that could be a separate style, I guess. See, also slightly close to limited Gravitas style. Its systems are dated, its weapons were changed so much that a lot of internal systems are completely redundant and doesn't take full advantage of its speed. Alright, noted. Alright, Surreal Adeptians. Aha! Alright, we got Builder in chat. Excellent. It does get into annoying positions, though. They're right there. Pancake. Yep. Hello. Wait, unset camo digital? Unset. Alright, so... Doesn't really change that much, to be honest. It looks funny. That honestly might spin too fast. Poo toenail. Does it no average out too much? Yeah, that might be too fast. It does a funny thing, but so it slows down missiles or ruins their projection. I mean, we do like 3 or 4 craft per stream. 3, like the ship, its APS, already winning brownie points. The Shkumatroon and Permian have the same deco style, but they were decoed by the same person. I don't know, I based the resistor off the electrode, which was based off the blowtorch. There is kind of like 3 styles to Glakave. There's this kind of sleek, fast thing. There is the flying brick, and then there's like custom prop hell. So we can actually see that. So actually, I'm gonna put the... What is this? This is a resistor. Gravitas style craft. I'm just gonna call them sleek craft. So this is the resistor. Whoops. Resistor. So coherence, seismotron. Oh, 1 minute, sleek style. APS already. There's also the chaos. Looks at the gearcraft. Oh yeah. Okay, like. I'm just gonna put weird craft. What are those walkers called again? Gearbox. Chunky. Alright, so... yeah, that one spin block back there, but I don't like that it's completely hidden. So I'm just gonna make a note there. Alright, so this is the new version. Gun barrels could use more contrast. I believe, yeah. Nah, that's fine. Those are pretty decent gun barrels, so I'm gonna just rewrite my notes here. It doesn't appear to have internal components on spin blocks anymore, which is very nice. Or does it? Nope, we're good. So it's got just the turrets. Lovely. This is compact as balls. Look at this. Oh wow! Look at this. Oh wow, this is definitely Tetris of some kind. What the hell am I looking at? Wait, do these things have loaders? Oh, dearie me, what the hell is this? Oh yeah, no, this APS needs a rework. This does not have... This only has 1 input? Where? Huh? I can't even... Where? I'm very confused. Oh, it's got one over there, one over there. Yeah, no. Yep, no, APS Tetris needs a bit of a rework. Those aren't belt feeders either. It wouldn't be great if they were. Right, so... APS Tetris needs rework. I'm just gonna have in brackets insufficient loaders. No bueno. No bueno at all. Holy compact, yep. Most recent replacement build was 400 meters long. Yeah, that would be double the length, yep. Holy compact. Might be better to convert to a railgun and use 2-meter clips. I think this might be a railgun. It is not a railgun. Interesting. That's why it feels like it's stopped working sometimes. It's pretty much a belt feeder that can't reload fully. It's magic. Alright, so, oh yeah, no, I was meant to do this. Alright, so, gonna make this. A spin block. Missile decoy needs to be visible. Still can be decoed. And spin slightly more slowly. Because I do tend to find if it spins at max speed, it averages out so much that it doesn't do much to the missiles. So, yeah, that's probably a good idea. What else? APS Tetris needs a relook. Insufficient inputs. It's inputs, not loaders. My bad. And I know how to spell insufficient. So, like, here's the thing. English is basically my first language, and I still struggle with it. I am so sorry for everyone who does not have English as a first language. Alright. Its armor is just alloy, but very thick. It has no spaced armor around the jets. That's a problem. That is le problemo. Alright, so I'm gonna make a note there. This is a godly, so it should be godly. Needs spaced armor around CJEs. Right. Okay, what else is here? What else is in here? Tell me your secrets. Glakava needs 3 weapons. Wait, good point. Okay, missile APS laser. It's got 3. That emissive ring of propulsion decker is more of a Stone Knight thing, though. Yeah, true. Actually, that's a very good point. Slipped my mind. Alright, so yeah, this is definitely more of a Stone Knighty kind of thing. You could always say that Glakava stole it, but, you know, there's a limit to... We do need some distinction there. Rear... Deco to Stonelight in appearance. What do we got here? Right, frontal armor. This is not a front. This is a... It's got assault. Oh my goodness, this is breadboard. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is broadsider. You know what, like, here's the thing about the armor. It does need more spacing and more air gaps to be better against, like, AP heat in particular. There, honestly, like, it's not... Oh, there's an air gap. It's not ideal, but just spamming alloy does work. Doesn't work well, but it does work. Is there more space? Yeah, the lack of spaced armor around... Ooh. Yeah, no, that's bad. Oh, no, that's very bad. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that is no bueno. Yeah, no, this thing does need more spaced armor. Either beam slopes or just actual air gaps, because heat shells will do bad things to this. AP heat will do especially bad things to this. Which, speaking as someone who's going to be playtesting this campaign, I use AP heat shells a lot. Don't make it easy for me. Give me hell, people. Did it actually drop the... Whoop. Let's see. Weapon needs 3 weapons. What do you mean it's armor? Are you gonna hit it? Probably. Yeah, it's not designed to be hit by things that with plasma or APS consistently. It's going to be hit by APS and plasma consistently. Never assume that you're so fast that you're untouchable. You're not. Does because it doesn't have evasion. Yeah, okay, I should have read that. For a godly, you could do with spaced armor. Yep, bulk out does work. It's the best protection per weight by far. True, per weight, it's very good. Hash galore, clears the armor just so thick the heat dies before it reaches it. That does work against small heat shells. It does not work against larger ones. Ask me how I know. I cry every time. Whether that's worth the lower durability of metal or heavy armor is up to debate. It also depends on the craft, really. Doesn't. But I think you should test it. It's going to be hit, but this thing is stupid fast. I know that it's stupid fast. Oh, is it?
Its top speed is 3 meters per second.
Alright, so let us test this thing. So this is about... Right, that is the correct direction. Don't want to spawn things behind it. That would be rude. Righty tidy. Ready for fighty. Let's do thruster craft. 963. What is a 963? Let's throw it against itself. Why not? Get down with your bad self. Okay, yep, that is fast. That is... Oh, right, the thing bloody well tilts. Why is this one not... What? Why is this one not moving at all? Good thing we've got an updated version. That guy didn't move. Oh, that's... Yeah, oh, wow. Alright, I'm standing by the whole, we do need to change the APS, because this is basically a belt feeder, but not great. Although it probably has sustained fire. What is this thing firing? Aha! Lots of sabot. That's not, optimized sabot shells, is it? Let's see here. Hyperspeed chaff. Okay, visible tracer, sabot, 80. Nope, that is not an optimized sabot shell, so we can tweak that a little bit. Surreal, like you can there are people who know what a good sabot shell looks like, so they will happily tell you. Sabot shells not optimal. Could have more AP. Okay then. Oh, it's AFK. Oh dear. If you want to see Prime high-speed design, not the Electro, my Tony submission against the Primoris. Again, shout out to Azusa doing that tournament. What the hell? Like, was that a bug? That must have been a bug. That is, like, the most sandblasty thing I've seen in a long time. Woo! Tony Massage is almost a Star Destroyer. Oh, it's AFK. Yeah, it's being reworked. Nope, lol. Yeah, well, it's being reworked. What's being reworked? I know how to APS. I mean, clearly you do, but like, you know, there's no, it's just feedback. Don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. Does APS and Glycolate need a tracer, or can I use SuperGap? It doesn't need a tracer, but if you do use a tracer, you do need to have it in fleet colors, and then it'll be good. Yes, but have you seen what you have done? Oh no. Please don't be mean, people. I want to try that again, because I don't know what just happened. Did the breadboard update break it? Nope. There we go. Wow, that must have been a bug. It just didn't move. Woohoo! Pities the Swole Republic who has to deal with this. Oh, I know what it is. This thing has reverse gear. So, it might have just gotten stuck reversing and then got its engine shot out immediately. Hey everyone, do you like bullets? Do you want some bullets for your bullets? Alright, there we go. I just wanted to check that. Alright, let's fling this thing against, something else. And just to see. Look at that block. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Did I turn that mod off? Not to spoil anything. Yes, I did. Okay, good. Okay, okay. Alright, resistor. Let's throw this thing against... Let's fling this thing against the coherence and see what happens. Which is armed with lasers, so... Jeez, that's a lot of bullets. Okay, I think the coherence might have this one. Nope, it does not turn fast enough. Oh dear. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O, that's not good. Alright, well, I believe that I've already left a note on the coherence that it needs more turning. This is why you gotta have, like, maximum turning on your front siders, otherwise this happens. Yo, dog, I heard you like bullets. Yeah, the APS on this was actually intentionally nerfed. Oh, was it? Neat. Also, yes, most likely. Why was it nerfed? What is reverse capability? Should still be able to tilt. Honestly, I love the look of the ship. Good job, Surreal. I'm saving copy if I need a campaign to add some space armor. Yeah, I also like this thing. It's very cool. I love it. It's very Glacave. And just very cool. Gets flanked. So it really did just break. Yep. Like, this thing is so fast, it can flank front striders, right? Like, is that not the main goal of it? I mean, it looks like it. Yeah, that is the main part. Lol. How fast is this thing? Yeah, it's 150 meters per second. Now I'm kind of want to... We'll finish... There's not many notes to make on this, actually. It does pretty damn well. Let's see, what notes have we got? Alright, so... Alright, I can remove that. I think this is the replacement, right? So we can remove that note there. Yes. Tetris. Needs rework, insufficient inputs. I don't know. Yeah, was there any particular reason that the APS got nerfed on this thing? It flanks almost every front side tested against that back pedal slower than this thing rushes. I mean, that would make sense. This is an interesting mix-up, actually, because front-siders are generally the most meta thing in From the Depths. Except when you have a broadsider that is this fast. Because broadsiders do have that advantage in that they can dedicate... Well, this thing does have reverse gear. They can dedicate basically all their propulsion, or almost all of it, to going in just one direction. Not to be confused with the band. Which means that they, pound for pound, can be much, much, much faster than a front-sider. Which is really cool. Although this thing did get... Oh, I just realized that this thing has taken some pretty heavy damage. It's below 90% health. Got pierce lasered multiple times. But Coherence is still losing, though. The Wraith flanks a fair number of things, and that's a lot less agile and orbits much further out. Yeah, well, I might need to adjust my metasets. I guess broadsiding ships are just generally not a good thing. Flying things have an advantage against surface things. Fast things have an advantage against slow things, and frontsiders do have an advantage against broadsiders. But if you've got flying fast thing against thing that's slower, adds up. Damn. Yeah, wow. This thing fires so many shells it actually can focus down single points on a craft, even though it keeps moving. Holy crap, Surreal, this is a good design. I'm scared of this. I would crap my pants. To be honest, I haven't done this yet, but I keep wanting to make a super fast strafing frontsider that gets really close. Yep. That's definitely a thing that could work. Okay then, like, I don't know. I do think the APS can be tweaked a little bit, if nothing else to make the thing cheaper. In particular, like, alright, so the one thing I would suggest changing with the APS is... Oh, that wouldn't make it cheaper, would it? Like, because these are just regular loaders, the fire rate is the same, depending on how many ammo clips you have on them, I would suggest reworking this, because this can be, if nothing else, made more cost efficient. Have a go. If you can't, or you, like, I don't know. Probably fine as is. Probably, I don't know. Me through insufficient inputs. Could be made more resource efficient. If only because this thing is, I don't know, it's not that expensive as... What have I just done? It's not that expensive as far as Glakave Godly goes. Like, it's below $1 million, which is still expensive, but like, if you can make it cheaper, that would be probably a good idea, which means better Tetris. Resource efficient. I always spell efficient wrong first time. Savo shells not optimal, could have more AP. What else? Yeah, the electrode is certainly an example. Cheaper than mine. And flanks, yep. Nah, this thing's good, man. This thing's good. Ooh, hold on. Right, there's no... Okay, I just remember there's no rule against having jets like this. Hold on, let me double check. I remember my own rules. Okay, there's an example there. Okay, yeah, no, there's no rule against doing stuff like this, because these jets are not on spin blocks, and the game does allow for this kind of thing. This jet is fully inside the craft, but it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 blocks of clearance, and that does it. And so, frankly, if people don't like this, they should annoy the developers about this, because custom props, custom propellers, you can't do this, but custom jets you can. It's just one of a number of things that make custom jets ridiculously strong. So yeah, I'm not fussed. I don't think there is, because they have a lot of craft that would be hit by that. And actually win fast. Definitely not a rule against the Wraith, also has fully internal clearance, and you okayed that. Yep. Yes, I did. I don't remember the... What the hell was the Wraith again? Oh no, it's your recent big bomber. Yeah. I think I said the same thing, actually. Just like, yeah, no, it's like, that is how the game physics work. This isn't spin block shenaniganery or something like that. And this thing has missiles. Where are its missiles? Show me. Show me your missiles. Hold on, let's try and find it. Huh? Oh, there's a medium launcher. Okay. Does it have offensive missiles? Does this thing not have enough... Interesting. Interesting. Does this thing not have 3 actual... Oh, hello! Hello, Gorlath streams! Thank you for the raid! Welcome to the thing. We're actually almost done here. It does. Raid, indeed. There's 1 or 2 jets, the 2 have 9 blocks of clearance to the full 100. Okay. One of the twin guard plans is jets pointed directly into the main turret. Oh, that's just rude. Hey, how was it going, Gorlath? What were you up to? It was... Oh, right, Jagged Alliance. That game looks hard as... Oh, wait. I think I just found it. Yep, there's a jet without full clearance. Finally able to repay the raids. Yay! Thank you. So we're looking at From the Depths. We're looking at a lot of funky craft. This is about as funky a craft as you can get. Looks straightforward on the outside. Lovely big decal on the front. Very fast. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the kind of stuff that would get you sent to the wood mines by Roar. Yep. Does technically have 3 weapons, offensive small missiles. They're on the back. On the back. Where are they? Where are they? Small gantry. Where are they? That's... we can do better than this, folks. Yeah, this does basically nothing. Yeah, that's very much a token. We can do better than that. I want a bigger third weapon on this thing. I know that could be difficult, but we can do it. Really tough. I've been struggling. Ooh, yeah. I do that most of my craft. Well, Raw is in charge of everything, and you mentioned things are in Nita right now. Yeah. Remember, it used to be 4 weapon types. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to make a note here, is that 3rd weapon type should be bigger. 3rd weapon type after APS and laser should be more significant. Current small missiles feel token. I didn't even notice them, is the thing. So, like, I don't know. Do what you can, Surreal. I mean, you could just add, like, particle cannons on the underside or something. That would probably be fun. Do you have... It does a... Why does this thing have so much energy production? What's it doing with it? Did these used to be railguns? Am I missing something? Remember, I am a huge missile hater. That is true, which is why I'm leaving it open. Doesn't have to be missiles. It can be something else. Could have considered Stone Knight being easy to build for Kakahave. Oh yeah. We find space for a few mediums. There is laser. Oh yeah. So laser, very visible, obvious. APS, very visible and obvious. But yeah, 3rd weapon type. No. Technically, it's not rule breaking. I'm not going to insist on this, I don't think. But like this needs to be more noticeable. Maybe just a single large missile to troll. Needs significant upsizing to make. Oh yeah, yep. I mean, yeah, if you've got energy production, you could just slap a flat particle cannon turret on the underside. Alright, well, there you go, New Surreal. There's an idea. Anyways, I must look, it's cold and I need warm up. Fair enough, Gorla. Thank you for the raid. And for, oh yeah, for anyone from Gorla's stream who doesn't know who I am, I'm Borderwise. Hello! I stream from the depths. I used to stream other things, but we're kind of on break from that. And we're working on a custom campaign for From the Depths, which is absolutely huge, massive, 400 different vehicles so far, and we're inspecting them, one by one. It's great fun. Alright, so I'm gonna make a note there, like, resistor, fill summon token, suggestion. Can use unused energy to power deck packs on underside, which will also, because this thing, I believe it has a sonar buoy, I did see that, you could make this thing, like, decent against submarines. Let's just double check. Yep. Buoy holder, and there's a medium launcher somewhere. Ah, I believe, yeah, there it is. Look at that. Check it. Oh, that's really cunning, actually. That's good for prefabs. This is on the local weapon controller. That's, controlling this. Very nice. Yep, ballast and sonar buoy. So yeah, you could stick anti-submarine packs on the underside of this thing. Fairly easily. Have a good stream. Thank you, Golath. Huge dong of a missile on a lamp soaker. Lol, super fast. The energy production is from the CJ gens. Yep. Changes it to do more power gen than electro gen if I recall. Yep. Yeah, alright. Well, that's all the notes I have for this thing, I think. It works damn well. Any broadsider that can solo... that can undercost a frontsider, admittedly the coherence doesn't have the best turning, is pretty good in my book. Alright, so we're gonna make a notey note on that, and since, Surreal, you're in chat, I don't think I need to post on the workshop page for this. Lovely, lovely. Let's just type some notes here. Actually, you know what I could do? That's a fun idea. I'm going to, and I'm not going to hop into Neater for this. We're just going to do this, and then we're going to go whee! Because I want to see how well this does against the Pyre. Just for giggles. Let's go into built-in, Neater, Grey Talons, Pyre, which is a lot more expensive. And we're going to spawn this on... Pyre, what would be fun? Let's spawn that in on the Starlight Presence for irony. Okay, the front gun of plasma. I do have a plasma variant of this. Ooh! Which this whole thing uses vertical control to, instead of lowering thrust, produces power energy instead of not doing anything. Nice! That's really cunning. I like that. Oh, wow. Holy crap! You know, I wasn't expecting the Pyre to look so bloody good in Stone Light colors. That looks Warhammer 40k as hell. Whew! It's giving me the vapors. It gets nuked out. Oh, this thing. Damn, something looks good in Stone Light colors. That goes pretty. It does go pretty hard. My goodness. Holy crap, what are you doing, Mr. Resistor? Admittedly, the Pyre is also kind of stupid and it, like, flies directly over. You do realize that you can tweak that laser to be nuke-proof, right? Whoopsie daisy. Right, so I'm gonna add another note here. Is that laser can and should have target prio to defend against nukes. And that's not too difficult to do. I think the Resistor's winning. Holy crap, yep, it's winning. Actually, no, it's pretty even so far. Once again, it is going to flank the Pyre. You know, no biggie. Resistor does get nuked, but that's okay. Alright, is this Sea-Wiz as well? Oh, it does get nuked. Alright, so it can't quite solo the Pyre by looks of it. Still, it's, I don't think I've seen before the Pyre manage to get flanked by just one craft. Actually, that laser is like, you know, the guns steal the show, but the laser is no joke. Jeez. This thing's putting up a hell of a fight against the Pyre. I'm impressed. It doesn't spawn them for some reason. Wait, what? Oh, this thing has... Oh, it spawns nukes. Oh, I didn't even know that. Probably doesn't need to. In small packs. Funny fact, when it does spawn nukes, the Pyre's nukes get distracted by the resistance nukes, even if it's cheaper. How do you make up the thing roll like that, Cyril? Red. Joined right as you screamed. Hello, Calliswarden. Welcome to the stream. I scream. Alright, so while this amusing carnage is happening over here, we can type up some notes. I have a big spreadsheet. Oh yeah, this project, for those of you who don't know, multiple big spreadsheets. Because that's what we do around here. Spreadsheet, spreadsheet, spreading all the sheets. Spread your sheet on your toast and eat it. Please don't quote that out of context, because that sounds really bad out of context. Aha, the wisdom. Whoop, I see the stretch. Bodo, Duker wants wisdom, Bodo wants stretch. Nightworld wants stretch and Bodo noise. My elbow just went twang! Okay, Nini, really just sleep. Okay, good night. The older version okay. I think this thing is soloing the Pyre. It's got a health lead on it. Over halfway there to 1 PM, I should be leaving too. Okay, see you, Orange. This was a good stream. Right, so Resistor... Yeah, I don't think this needed any, like, aesthetic tweaks at all, actually. It, like, ticks all of the... Actually, does have some aesthetic tweaks. My bad. My bad. My bad. So we go over here. Resistor... Going to scroll up a little bit. Some aesthetic tweaks. Some aesthetic tweaks. Yeah, Surreal, if you duct tape packs onto this thing, it's gonna be really cool. Whoopsie daisy. The Pyre just nuked itself. That was a whoopsie, wasn't it? The resistor is winning. It's winning. It's managed to, it looks like it's, yep, wow! To anyone who thought that Platono was not going to be more challenging than Neater, we have a broadsider that can solo the Pyre. That's an accomplishment. Okay, I am tired, and we've done very well. Did I screenshot this thing already? I don't remember if I did. Beautiful. Beautiful. Do not bonk into water, that's bad. Alright, nice one, Surreal. Is it that much more expensive? No, it's cheaper. It's like 500,000 materials more cheaper than the Pyre. Impressive. I think speed might be a bit broken in From the Depths, but then again, in real life, it's also pretty broken. Okay, who? Okay, so Golath raided us. Who can we possibly raid? Oh, Neko Boy, easy. Alright, so remember to subscribe to the VOD channel if you haven't already. We are almost at 500 subscribers, which is all we need for monetization. And the more monetization I get, the more time I can spend on making delicious From the Depths content for you. That'll be very good. Raid, Neko Boy, Bloop. Who is playing Vintage Story, so definitely not Minecraft. Don't get it twisted. Undercost the Pyre by 400k. Yeah, very good, very good. Okay, good show all around, people. Good stream. We did stuff. Okay, let's raid Neko Boy and say hello. Alright, see you tomorrow, people, for more stream. Bye!